please remember to leave a like, a comment, share the video about, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Thank you. Well, isn't this just fantastic?
Go.
Hello everyone, welcome to the exhibition of stupid people. Today we're going to be starting with Dan TDM and KSI. The reason why is because, as we discussed last week, there's been much discussion concerning YouTubers and philanthropy, right? We discussed it last week with Mr. Beast, Logan Paul, KSI linking up to make one product together. This has led to a number of nutritionists coming out and saying that even though it is an improved quality, for kids that is overall, it's nowhere near the level required to actually give kids a better food product, right? I mean, there's enough about the chocolate as it is out there as it is. Prime is far too sweet. The rest of it, okay, we've got a discussion on our hands. Drama Alert had tweeted, YouTuber Marquise, I don't know who that is, Brownlee, is getting cancelled. There's an L missing, for trying to sell a $50 per year subscription for a wallpaper app. This was retweeted by KSI, who had copy-pasted Dan TDM by saying, what happened to YouTubers, man, ... I cannot say anything anymore. Sorry, I can't not say anything anymore. This is selling stuff for the sake of making money. Simple. How does this benefit their fans? This is selling crap to kids who don't know better than to trust the people who are selling it to them. Do better. End quote. Some dumbass YouTuber said this exact same thing to me the other day. Rather than complaining, crying, and trying to cancel a YouTuber for creating a product, here's an idea. If you don't want or like a product, just don't buy it. Simple. The copy-paste thing does resonate a little here because of what it is Brownlee is promoting. I'm not a fan of it. I will certainly not be paying for it. It's a waste of money, quite frankly. But you have an audience and they may well be interested in it. Community note. This post seems to be implying that Dan TDM was attempting to cancel KSI. He never suggested doing so in his original tweet and has not made any statements since. Included is a source to Dan TDM's tweet from last week. Now, the cancel thing, we should address that. When Dan made his statement, it risked what is called poisoning the well, right? It's the idea of you put something out there inherently negative, others latch onto it. However, you cannot prove that Dan TDM was trying to do that from the offset. He just doesn't like that YouTubers are less interested in making content and are more interested in promoting other products, becoming weak tea QVC channels, like TikTok shop sellers. Always the same thing over and over again for that minimal commission you return. When you look at that of what Logan Paul, KSI, Mr. Beast do, yes, for Mr. Beast there's content and there's controversy. Logan Paul, there is a podcast and controversy. With KSI, well, there's something going on. I have no idea what it is, quite frankly. I'm sure there's some content somewhere, but I don't see it much on my timeline anymore. I guess the point I'm trying to make here is Dan's criticism is solely aimed at the fact that you guys are busy promoting your products and not making videos when you were good creators. That doesn't mean he was trying to cancel you, but I can understand how it can be interpreted as such because when you are certainly a larger creator, that is often the risk that your impressionable audience may well start to boycott you. But I doubt in the grand scheme of things you can yet, KSI, be cancelled. Same with Logan Paul. There are some YouTubers who just can't be. You are certainly not in the region of cancelable at the moment. Mockable? Yes. But that's about it really. The copy-paste is amusing, especially if you just left it as a quote. Because Brownlee's product thing, not for me, you could have just said, don't buy it, simple. That would have been much simpler, right? But you'd have gotten hate for that. Before we move on, honourable mention to Tate News. No way Andrew Tate accidentally leaked his bank account live on stream. Included is an image which shows apparently savings of over $13 million in one account and over $2 million in the other. Can I have some of that, please? Community note, kind of unnecessary here, because it directly links to one of the first tweets you'll see underneath it from Tristan. Sorry, but fake. The Matrix wishes I were this broke. And first of all, it mentions Andrew Tate, not Tristan Tate. Second, I thought a bunch of your assets had been seized. I could, though, be wrong. The Matrix does wonderful things to the brain if you take too many blue pills. Next, we're going to go to an article from the Daily Mail. JoJo Siwa reveals her messed up sense of style after shocking fans with very racy magazine shoot. Now, these titles, you see them everywhere, bit redundant. You'll understand why more so when we get into this. because she's been speaking out about her style after dividing fans with her recent photo shoot escapades and also her performances. She's admitted her approach to style is getting people to turn their head at me and go, why is she wearing that? What is she doing? To be honest, she actually needs that. The reason why is because, and there's a comment at the bottom of this article that adequately explains this, it isn't like anyone is going to be in awe of her performance and remember her amazing talent. They're not going to remember her as an intellectual or for being any particular kind and charitable person or good character of good character. No one will note her as a timeless beauty or frankly even a great body. Seeking attention based on shock value antics is all she has. Well, that, and along with her horrid mother who raised this self-centered mess. Above it, it points out that no one really knows what demographic she caters to, and the article in question is called Lady Gun. In it, she's wearing a breastplate with nipples on it and fake abs. Obviously, quite the classy bish with the Bowie bulge. There are questions, but quite frankly, I don't see the point of this, other than to have you on a cover which doesn't work, really, does it? You're known for a top knot or a ponytail thing, and looking like a kid. Oh, that's right, you were a kid star, who's trying to be B-Tech, Bud Light, well, Cyrus. You, JoJo Siwa, and your justification for being what you are, how you present to the wider oikari, is redundant. It is very much narcissistic personality in effect and action, because you need to be center of attention. The only way to do that is to dress as provocatively as you might think it as possible. Thing is, you're kind of androgynous. If you really look, that's what you are. You sound like a boy as well. So I'll be honest, this seems pointless. You've been promoting the feck out of your music, and it's not done that well either. So you need to stand out like this to make up, to compensate. You should have done what your label told you, and not gone with Calm as a Bish, because that was a dumb thing to push for. That song has only done well because people have mocked you for it. Just before we move on, I took the liberty of looking at your Spotify numbers just to see how you were doing on that platform. Not very well. Moving on, honourable mention goes to YouTube, who recently announced that the play button will be reduced in size. Now, this isn't necessarily a criticism at YouTube, it's a criticism at everyone, to be honest. I can understand why the play button has gotten smaller, as it is easier now for people to farm their way to a play button with YouTube Shorts. This does mean that it is easier for people to do so, and it is also a case that it gets more expensive for YouTube to do this. Reducing it in size seems more fitting. Now, of course, I'm lucky enough to have the larger one. Very proud of it, but I do want to earn more of them. It's why I promote my Omegon 2 channel, because I genuinely believe I have the capability to earn a second. It will look a little weird next to a bigger one if I'm ever able to earn it. And we're not at 10,000 over there yet. We're a way off, okay. But work in progress is important. Complaining about the size of the play button seems redundant, to be honest, because we're still eternally grateful to have it. When I got mine, it was not long after they changed the play button from the black frame with the silver icon in the middle. I prefer my version because it just looks nicer, okay? When you earn that play button, the size of it is not what matters. It's the accomplishment that it carries. And to be honest, a smaller play button might fit better on a shelf, hang on a wall, depending on where you put it. Mine's hung on the wall in my bedroom. It looks nice there. It'll look even better when it has others around it. Link to Omegon 2 in the pinned comment down below. Thank you. So moving on, let's go back to Twitter. Yeet. Hasan confirms he got Destiny banned off Twitch, but then tries to play it off when called out. Used his patented cyberstalking line, which is probably what he tells Dan Clancy directly. Included is a 54-second clip. I'll play that in a moment. I'm just going to read a reply from Dennis the Menace. Hasan should be banned for promoting bad ideologies to the masses. Let's go with that. Here's the clip.
Talk to the guy who's like objectively pro-genocide, who has actively cyberstalked you with his community for the past 6 years, who has taken every opportunity to lie about you to as many people that will listen. Why don't you just like be charitable to that guy who you disagree with on virtually every issue? Just talk to him after he got banned for literally mass harassment over and over again for any person, including myself, but I'm at least like large enough to withstand these kinds of attacks. But like any creator, my size, all the way down to like tiny creators with like 30 concurrent viewers.
Now this was retweeted by Destiny. Hasan's issue is that he will be forever insecure because of how unintelligent he's perceived. His performance at the DNC suddenly did him no favours. He knows it and tries to hide it, but it's painfully obvious every time he talks about stupid debate is, despite him always trying to pull on people he perceives as weaker debaters, and why he's now gone so far as to make a show satirising it. Willie Mac replies, I love how losing a debate to me and losing a debate to a child is on the same level. Hasan is not a very good debater. If you think he is, that's okay. It's an opinion. Quite alright. I think he sucks because he doesn't prepare very well. There is such a thing as over-preparing, and I've seen people in the past do that and lose magnificently. Sargon of Akkad against Christy Winters many years ago. He over-prepared and got destroyed. He learnt his lesson though when it came to Brexit, and he beat Thunderfoot, who was a Remainer, Sargon a Leaver. Hasan does not do preparation. He is just a very angry person, perpetually in a state of I'm grumpy and grumpy. They're very different emotional states, but both have the same result. He can't debate. Simple as that. Getting Destiny banned seems a bit of a dick move, to be honest. Destiny says a lot of very silly things all the time. His commentary currently with the election cycle is hit or miss. It really is. But at the same time, it's subjective. Depends on your perspective, right? Personally, I think Hasan's disingenuous and he knows it, so he leans into it, because he doesn't have much else. He's a champagne socialist. That's all he ever has been and all he ever will be. I'm going to insert one last honourable mention before we get to the final subject of this video. An article from Screen Rant, titled Lord of the Rings' 10 Toughest Strongholds Ranked. I love Lord of the Rings, love The Hobbit, Silmarillion, quite a few things I like about this Middle-earth thing. Yes, quite fond of it. A few of the blades and Gimli's axe are in my office, in fact. The article itself, though, if it's going to be honest, would only include Lord of the Rings, as in the trilogy books. In this, the article stipulates that this includes all the works of J.R.R. Tolkien, and there are a couple missing, but there are some that feature lower than others, which confuses me based on portrayal. Overall, though, it's not the worst list in the world, but you've included the entire of Middle-earth, which has to encompass all of Tolkien's works, to then justify it, where much doesn't get too much of a feature within the works of Tolkien in the first place, if that makes sense. And if we're going to be that person, Minas Tirith should not be ranked above Barad-dûr. It really shouldn't. Do bear in mind here, Barad-dûr was only destroyed because of the ring. Minas Tirith was being destroyed by sheer numbers. I think this is vitally important, but I'm sure many will debate what is not a worthwhile fortress to have on the list of the top 10 toughest Lord of the Rings' fortresses. Helm's Deep does not feature, nor does Erebor, in case you are wondering. There is very little mentioned of the Kingdom of the Woodland Elves, and there is no mention of Angmar, for example, as well. To the final subject, we need to talk about TwitchCon. There are a few videos that were doing their rounds, and I want to talk about them. The first involves someone called Action Man, who was banned from TwitchCon, allegedly, according to Drama Alert, for no reason. Here's the video of that.
I see your crazy. We're going to escort you out.
We're going to escort it out?
Yes.
Okay. What did I do?
We'll just leave.
We'll leave. We're gonna leave. We're leaving.
Fine, just hand me the credentials.
Wait, what do you guys need me to do?
I'm gonna need to see the credentials.
Credentials. All right, here.
That's fine.
Right here, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna take them off. We don't need your passport. You keep your passport on you.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't need
what did I do wrong, though?
Well, it came from our command center. It's probably a code of conduct thing. So.
The thing here is, it wasn't for no reason. You're at an event called TwitchCon, and you, Action Man, were streaming on Kick at a Twitch event. That was the problem. So I can understand why Twitch were not overly fond with having you do that. Apparently Fusi was doing this as well, but it should be pointed out, he was also dual streaming, and he was also drinking in a prohibited area. Twitch streamer Tectone ranted quite heavily actually about Kick streamers because of their IRL antics at TwitchCon. Within his video he made a lot of good points. Hi, Future Meg here. I tried multiple times to render this segment of the video as a whole. Every time Vegas Pro crashed on this part, where Tectone was quite clear and labelled and explicitly detailed parts you're now about to see. F you Vegas Pro, you're starting to do my head in. I'm going to show you some of the videos of them doing dumb things.
Let's try figuring out where she is precisely in the hall. Where are they? I mean, I know they're in the main hall based on the floor. Oh, they're at the dance thing. All right, I know where they're at. Is that?
Okay.
Like, don't, dude, just keep coming at me. You're gonna lose. Don't do it. I'm a loser? Okay. Well, your life will never do anything, bro. Okay.
So it's like you're backing your boy. Simple as that. Yeah, you're backing your boy? Yeah. Oh, chill, bro.
The final video I want to briefly mention involves a Twitter thread from Zenith. I was IRL streaming Sunday after TwitchCon when I met up with System Zake. At one point he rested his head on my chest and then proceeded to motorboat me. After that he said, "Chat, look at her face," then grabbed my ass and said, "They don't know what happened." Now she posted a lengthy thread on this. And to be honest, if that's what you did in public without her consent, that's not a good look for you. And just because she smiled afterwards doesn't mean you didn't disturb, doesn't mean you didn't violate. An awkward situation you created by taking advantage of somebody else's body for your own pleasure, that's not acceptable, okay? Don't touch people without their permission, ever. I should probably include that clip here as well before we finish.
Surely. Oh my god! Oh my gosh!
Okay, let's find where we're going.
All right.
I have to move on from that, or I'm gonna die.
I know they're getting banned. But it's not even just that though, dude. It's about everything. I wish people understood. Like, it's not just getting. It's just about like fixing the culture, man. Like, making sure this doesn't happen more. Make sure people get the point that this is bad. Like, there really needs to happen. Yeah, there's like repercussions, but we need like actual sizable repercussions.